Let's go.
Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast. Got my words mixed up because how excited I am for this game. But I welcome back to the channel. We're today going to be previewing the Liverpool Rangers game. Obviously a massive game in the Champions League. If you would have been talking maybe a couple of weeks ago before that in a national break going into this game, we've probably been feeling the worst. But Liverpool are also absolutely woeful this season. So it's anybody's game by the looks of it. Obviously Liverpool's still going to be pretty strong favourites at home to get their season back on track, but we should be going here with no fear, to be honest with you. We should be going here with it's a free hit, really. Liverpool, all the pressure's on them. They're expected to go and beat us, so it's up to us. But we'll talk about that in more detail after the Hearts game as well, that we'll talk about. But as always, if you'd like, subscribe and share, always very much appreciated. So on to quickly the Hearts game then. At the weekend, great to obviously get Rangers back after a dull 2 weeks. I know a lot of people, Scotland, whatever, really playing well, but who cares? Who cares? It's all about Rangers. And maybe a tough fixture when you think about it. Hearts away, notoriously pretty tough, but under Gio, it just seems like we just blitz them every time. Robbie Nielsen can't find out how to play against us, and pretty much the perfect game that you would want. An early goal, followed up by a second, a red card, and then you just go pile on the pressure in the end with the extra man, and we win 4-0. But the man in the picture will take all the plaudits. What a performance for him up front.
Oh, fantastic up front. Listen, been sensational of a signing. Was obviously was questioning it at first, but like we all were. I think he was going to be probably the only bit of business, but I tell you what, it's probably one of the only bits of business that they probably get right this season. Two fantastic goals, beautiful ball for Lundstrom all the way to Matondo, and then my man gets his second goal. But really happy, as I say, mate. I thought it was a good game just to warm us up, obviously, as you say, before this massive game tomorrow night. But it was also just a good game to get our confidence back as well. As you said, just before the international break, it was looking a bit easy-ozy. Wasn't looking the best, but I'm happy to see a performance like that, as you say, against the Hearts team, who obviously under different management we sort of struggled away from, but under Giovanni, as you say, seems to be a breeze. But I was happy to see a really good performance. Could have been better if one or two people were maybe fit and available, but obviously we'll talk about them. But I was really happy with the majority of the performance, man.
Nah, it was just for the get-go, really. We get that one chance, and Kent delivers a great ball. Antonio Cholak obviously makes it, spreads out to Kent, great delivery, and then 1-0 up. You're as happy as you can be going to a tough away venue like Hearts, and scoring so early as key and sort of set the tone for the game, because Hearts really never threatened at all after that. Cholak then picked up his second, which was a fantastic goal. Good crossfield pass for Lundstrom, and Matondo, where I would like to see him receive the ball more, and driving at pace, and he goes and picks out Cholak. It's a great finish, actually, watching it back.
It's a really...
the way he finished it, he done really well. And then obviously the sending off, what was your thoughts on that? Because it was an absolute howler of a challenge, I thought.
Absolutely, the guy had no intent to play football the full entire game he was playing, mate. Every time he was trying to get on the ball, he was looking to get a tackle, snap legs, and to do that. And for Giovanni to react, as I say, the way he did as well, that tells you all about it. But that guy's just a scumbag, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Digital kangaroo, isn't he? So
he's Australian, but he's notorious for that as well. Like I think it was Andy Halliday on Open Goal actually that said, or it might have been somebody on that podcast, that he gets booked every single game he does. He doesn't offer anything really else to the game apart from being that guy that always just picks up bookings or red cards. So could have been really bad actually for Matondo. Could you think about him coming really back into the lineup, getting an assist, playing decent in the first half, and then if he had to go off to injury, that'd have been fucking
especially when the ball was out of play.
Exactly, like it's the way he charges over. It just damn, like, nah,
disgusting. But no, as you say, Matondo was happy that he got an assist, and I just want to see more of that from him now. I want to see him get his head down and continue with it. Still have my doubts and my hanging about him, but I'm as I say, mate, I'll back the boy and I hope he can do some more numbers for us. But as you say, sensational goal. What a ball for John Lundstrom, a guy who I thought had a fantastic game yet again. I know it's going to be a big game for him tomorrow. Obviously, if you've been for Liverpool and what have you, played for Everton, he's a Liverpool fan and what have you. So it's a big game for him. But I thought, honestly, the second goal and Ryan Kent's finish was just, I thought that was beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful.
The second half was kind of just we'd
It was
seemingly
done,
do
man.
this when we go up. When we have an extra man, actually, we sort of tone it down a bit.
Down a bit.
I would rather we just go for it
Go for it.
and just kill the game off. But Hearts had the one chance for Andy Halliday straight away. Had the header that went wide, but apart from that, Hearts had nothing. We controlled the game. We sort of seen it out, but then we took the chances when they came. I still feel like we could have won this game about 7-0, but
Honestly,
like, when you think about Arfield's goal, they should have stood as well. Like,
stood,
there you go, 5. Arfield
Arfield could
one-on-one with
have
the
2 or 3.
goalkeeper. Exactly. Like, plenty of times that we're in could have scored, but thankfully we did get the third and fourth. Morelos, great to see him scoring in the rain with that beautiful knee slide, with the beautiful celebration. Just what I want. A guy that plays for Rangers that just gives no fuck about anybody else. Just Rangers. That's for me. And good goal, nicely worked for him and Tav. And then Ryan Kent showing the absolute bit of quality we need to be seen from him every single game. Like, cuts in and just a perfect finish. Hopefully that will do his confidence a world of good. I was really happy for him to get that goal. And all round, just a really good afternoon. 4-0, put us top of the league for a momentarily moment, shall we say. But then Celtic obviously won. But it's good to keep that touching distance. A big win, obviously after they beat off St Mirren. So, all round, it was a good afternoon.
It was indeed, mate. But just going back to player performances, I was wanting to touch on there. Got to say, Scott Arfield, man. Jesus Christ, as I say, he could have had 2 or 3 if he was on his game. As I said to you, it's something that really still bugs me. We don't have really a creative midfielder in there at all. We just, as I say, that midfield, you look at it like Lundstrom, Jack, and Arfield. I mean, I'm just a bit. I like it to have somebody a bit younger in there. Do you know what I mean? Look, we bring Davis on. I understand why you bring somebody like Davis on, quality, class, what have you. But I'm just a bit of youth there, man. They all seem like they're like what, 28, 29, 30, what have you. There's no like, do you know what I mean? 23, 24. Well, obviously Kamara, but less said about Kamara, the better. But aye, as I say, mate, it was a really good performance. I just think it was a great confidence builder going into a massive game like this, where we have nothing to lose, really. We lose the game, we lose the game. It is what it is. I personally don't think we'll be playing European football after Christmas if we don't get in for this game. I can't see us.
I mean, if we even get a point for this game, and obviously sets us up to be maybe in a good position.
We were talking about it the other night. As I say, mate, I'm just fingers crossed, Everton crossed, 90th minute or something. Cholak header, 1-0, right in the away end would be beautiful scenes.
Of course, we need to frustrate Liverpool, and it's the perfect way to go into this game is off a 4-0 loss. The perfect way for us, Liverpool, not winning the game. So set us up maybe in our favour a wee bit. Obviously, still going to be a hard task, but we thought this man would be back. And sadly, we had to be disappointed with that news that he's going to be out until the World Cup. It brings a tear to the eye because he's the one guy alongside Cholak that you really thought, right, we got those signings right this year. Right. And as you were saying, in the middle of the park, Arfield, his position, Lawrence would have slotted in there perfectly. And he's going to be out until the World Cup, sadly. The fact that he was back as well in training and then gets injured, it's a hard one to take.
It's a really hard one to take. Somebody I would maybe consider probably one of the best players so far of what we've seen for this season. Between him, Cholak, you could have your pick. It's a real miss. As I say, I love the fact that he always keeps his head up and he always looks to have a dig. He always looks to go forward. And he does have that tackling, as I say, he has that intelligence about his play as well in there. But no, it's a real miss, as I say, and for it to come, as you say, during training as well, that's even worse, man.
No, and then it's just the fact that he would have been such a big part for the upcoming games and fixtures, like a guy you would really want in these maybe tough away games at Liverpool. Like, a guy like Lundstrom who'll get stuck in, but he's also got that ability to take you forward as well. So he's going to be a huge miss, especially if he had you out long term. You've got Tillman, who thought came on the other day and done all right, but you need to see more for him. And Arfield, who just for me is past it, shouldn't be starting games anymore.
But Arfield get the winner tomorrow.
If Arfield gets a winner, fair enough. But he just shouldn't be starting games anymore for me. I thought he was poor, but Lawrence will be a big miss. But then Liverpool as well, 3 each at Brighton. I mean, Liverpool have been really, really poor this season. I called it at the start of the season they would struggle without Sadio Mane. they've had obviously injuries that have mounted up. Darwin Núñez hasn't hit the ground running. Obviously gets sent off as well in his opening couple of games. Salah's not scoring. You just look round the team and it's maybe a team that's sort of faded away a bit. Maybe needing that new sort of injection in it. But
obviously, you're Liverpool. You've got a fondness for Liverpool, as I say. Like, you'll be able to talk about it more than me. But you did say that at the start of the season. I always remember that about Mane and what have you. But just as an outsider, mate, it looks like the biggest moaner I've ever seen, to be fair, in Jurgen Klopp. Can he admit that he's got it wrong? I just think his tactics and what have you, he's got it wrong. And I honestly, I don't think maybe it's down to the players and what have you, but I also think he needs to take a large chunk of the blame. Because I personally, I can see them going into Europa League, and I could see Ajax and Napoli going through. I could, but as I say, you're a Liverpool man as well, so you'd be able to comment more.
But then I agree with the points as well, because obviously Jurgen Klopp hasn't been backed really in the transfer markets as heavily as you would want him to be.
He just paid like 80 odd million for a striker, did he not?
Of course that is, but then I would rather that money would just be spent around the squad. Liverpool are kind of similar to us, need a creative midfielder, and they've just not got one.
They're holding out for Jude Bellingham.
They're holding out to spend that money, but then I just think the team's going to take a hit this season because of having to play Milner, Henderson, like players who clearly aren't there anymore.
I'm going to use extreme language, so if there's anybody, just cover your ears. I think Jurgen Klopp's a bitch. I really do. Stop moaning and just be a football manager and get on with it. Do you know what I mean? We couldn't prepare for Brighton because we didn't know. I'm like, bro, what's you going to be? How are you going to prepare for us? We don't know what we're going to do until the whistle blows. Do you know what I mean?
He used to be one of the guys, one of the managers you could just relate to, want to play for him. But I think recently, sort of similar with the Liverpool squad, actually, just so cocky nowadays. And as you say, perfect opportunity for us to maybe go and spoil their season even more. We going there and getting some at Anfield, obviously be very tough. I think the Anfield atmosphere is an absolute myth as well. Looking at some of the videos, looking at what I'm hearing for Liverpool fans, that it's just a tourist venue now. I don't think the atmosphere will be there. Obviously, for our end, it will be there. I think we will outsing the full stadium, but
Who was that lad that made that video? What was it for that? Is it Redmond TV? Whatever Liverpool channel is, like, if your aunt's was your thing and all that. I remember him talking about how it's just a tourist thing now and what have you. So, I mean, you never know. Obviously, they have their section where it's all the big...
Of course. It's, you get your fans there, but I seen a video when it's either they pulled one back or they went 3-2 up against Brighton at the weekend, and it was just like, it was as if Rangers had went 6-0 up against Queen of the South in the Cup or something. Like, you would be like, you'd stand up and you'd be like, yes, and then you'd sit back down. It was like, I don't get it. But Liverpool are struggling this season. Perfect opportunity to go and exploit them. I've picked the two teams that I would play. The team I think Liverpool will play, Alexander-Arnold will probably keep his place. If Jurgen Klopp was going to drop him, he'd have done that a long time ago, I think, but he'll probably keep his place. Van Dijk also been shambolic this season. He'll probably still start though. Matip, there's really got nobody else to play there because of injuries. Robertson's out. He'd be trying like fuck, but Kostas Tsimikas will play at left back. They've never really been too sure on him. I think if Matondo is playing, I think he can cause him some problems if he's on it. Fabinho, Henderson, Thiago. I mean, they could give Arthur his debut, his full starting debut against us, and maybe undermine us. But I think it'd probably be better if they played Henderson, to be honest with you. I think Henderson's past it. Thiago Alcantara is the one, though. I just don't know how we're going to get near him. He's a really silky footballer. Salah, Diaz, Núñez, still a capable front line. I think he will give Núñez the nod over Firmino. And on paper, it's a good looking team, Liverpool, obviously, but that team isn't performing now. And then you look at our team, Jack Lundstram. I think I've seen a couple of shouts for Lundstram to play in the back line, but I cannot. We need him in the middle of the park to get near, the midfielders and also push us forward. Tillman's the one I'm kind of maybe thinking he won't start. I think he might start Arfield, to be honest with you. Just for that security in the middle of the park. But then I just see the problem. Who's going to give us an out ball? Who's going to create something? I think Tillman's probably better at that. But then does he take that risk? I don't know. but I think Matondo should keep his place. Davies 100%, obviously without Sands available, and the big question is Morelos or Čolak, and I've stuck Morelos. It has to be for me. I love Čolak. He's going to score you goals.
But I said
but
Morelos
is going to dig us out of holes in this game.
Well, I said Morelos for the Hearts game just because his record with Hearts, and Čolak goes and does it. I'm listening. You could make the case for both, as I say. I just think he's going to go with probably the same team that started against Hearts. Going to Liverpool, but I know you're on about the whole maybe Klopp not being backed or whatever you be hanging with. I think he has been backed. I think the problem, see in the middle of the park, see what they need to do, see that wee right back they've got there. Park him in the middle of the park and go and get yourself another right back, because I don't think he's a right back at all, man. I just think he wants to be up the park all the time. He doesn't want to do any of the defensive work because I don't think he can defend. I really don't. I've never rated him as a defender, but going to us, mate, I just think we just need to go for it, mate. I do think there'll be a large majority of the game where Liverpool will dominate the ball, where I do think we'll be defending deep.
That's when you'll maybe put your Lundstram into centre half and play like that. But when we go forward, we need Lundstram to carry the ball forward. He's good at doing that. So
best way to beat a team like Liverpool, as I say, they're coming with the pace. As I say, we've got to counter that with our pace in Kent, and I really hope he's motivated for this game. As I say, this is a club he was at as an academy. You know, thank the Lord they gave us him, because he's been such an important player for us. Obviously, Davies as well.
No, Davies will be out to stake a claim, because he will. Look, I came here and I've got something to prove how I was good enough. So
the two of them have got something to prove. You know what I mean? Go and show the opposition that you are good enough. You're good enough to be at this level and to play for the clubs. Morelos, listen, definitely will feature, but I just think he's going to start with Čolak. You can, as I say, you can make a case for both. But I generally think he'll start with Čolak. Arfield is deaf. I just know Arfield will play, man.
But then I'm thinking as well, when I'm looking at the team that we're going to play, I'm thinking maybe Davis next to Lundstram now. I just think Davis has got that cool head to exactly. Keep the ball moving, keep you in possession.
Well, these are the games I'm on about when I'd said game a year, because these are the games where he comes in and he's that cool-headed figure when maybe some people are nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? He's been there, he's done it.
Ryan Jack's been he's been decent of late, I think, actually, but I think Davis is kind of, obviously it's a huge comparison, but look at Modric for Real Madrid. He just gets better with age. He just passes the ball on. He's just good in possession. Like he's a classy footballer. Steven Davis, I think, also obviously to a whole different level to Luka Modric, but he kind of possesses some of the attributes as well, where he's still at that age. He's still maybe as good as a player as he was.
It's not as big as you'll make out, mate. I told you, Matt, greatest midfielder all time for me, Davis, Kevin De Bruyne and Iniesta for me. There's no hanging with that. But no, I know what you're saying. I just think he's a cool-handed figure there. As I said, been there as well.
But I think I'm probably fancying him next to Lundstram now. I think I'll do that.
Change it. I don't think Tillman's is going to maybe come on off the bench. I don't think Tillman's is starting, man.
I just think Tillman has got that bit of skill. I just think he's got the ability to get up the park.
But he's going to do that stuff that's frustrating, this thing where we've got a clear chance to get in and he's like back heeling it and all this. And as I say to you, brother, you're not Bayern Munich anymore. Do you know what I mean? Make the simple passes. My boy James Sands should be starting. This is criminal now.
But no, the team's looking a lot better. Obviously, we wanted these signings to come in and make a mark, and it's looking like two of them, maybe including Tillman, Čolak. It's looking like it's going to be the signings getting games now, which is good to see. And I'm hoping Matondo and Kent in the wings. I think we just cannot push Tillman out wide. We need to get two wingers on the park, and one of them can't be Scott Wright, by the way. So it'll have to be Rabbi Matondo, and this is the perfect opportunity for him to go and show what he's all about and stake his claim and make that position his own. It's been up for grabs for 4 years now. So I'm really looking forward to the game, just to see how it goes. Just to see Rangers playing at Anfield and testing ourselves against obviously a top team.
Top team in opposition, obviously, all cameras, lights and action will be all on us. So being there, as you say, you think about players like Tav and obviously the journey they've been on with us, and even Barisic and Kent, what have you. But as I'm saying, mate, I'm just hitting these a lot on the counter.
Barisic has got a big task, and he keeps Salah quiet. If Barisic keeps Salah quiet and pockets,
I will shut up for the rest of my life about him. See if he puts Salah in his pocket. But obviously I don't know if he'll do that, man. Imagine he does that. That would be mental to me. how was he just marked out, honestly? But Mo Salah been Liverpool's best player for what, 3-4 years? I don't even know how long
He's been there
man.
for 2017, so
It's been a long time,
4 or
man.
5 years now he's been there. But
Diaz another
Liverpool.
one who's played against us and all, with Porto, so he's
Diaz is so he did. So we've
crazy.
faced two of the attackers actually. Both scoring against us as well.
Well, let's not talk
Let's
about
hope
that.
they're no get their shooting boots on tomorrow. But looking forward to the game and Champions League. Hopefully we can get points in the board. Hopefully we can get our first goal in the group. Hopefully we can cause Liverpool problems and maybe we can qualify for this group.
Do you think we can?
Of course we can. It's not over until it's over. It's the opposition you're dealing with. It's obviously we'd probably get the toughest group, I think. But
I know it's the toughest group, I would say it is. But come on, would you rather continue in Europe and obviously still be compete? I think we'll go out and then I think we'll go on to hopefully do some stuff. But
if we're going to have more time to focus on the league, that 100%. Like
to me, the most focus is for Gio is just to get some more trophies on the board, man. I'm happy with obviously we accomplished last season, and obviously being just back in the Champions League, getting these big ties back is so important. But at the same time, also you do want to progress and you do want to show you're in the elite European football, getting to the last 16. But they do the last 32 now in all this pictures.
I don't even know how European competition works anymore. It'll go into the last 16 after this. And then if you finish third,
I think whatever happens, Napoli. I think Napoli will beat Ajax. I think Napoli do.
I still think we can go and. I mean, Liverpool at Anfield, Ajax at Anfield. If we get something for this game, there's no reason why we can't go and make the two games big cup final games to go and try and get somewhere in the group. So,
as I say, I just think Napoli will top it, and I do think Napoli away, in my opinion, maybe is more a difficult away game than Liverpool.
I think that could be a total write-off.
That's a game for me where you're just covered up. I hope it's not that many. Do you know what I mean? Because they were frightened. Although we gave them a game at home, and obviously we know that the Ratty official mucked us over. But listen, all confidence going in for these games now. We just got to go for it and see what happens. But I'm telling you, if it's the 93rd minute and Cholak headers it in for a 1-0, I'll celebrate that. Oh my days, man.
Well, let's pray. Looking forward to the game tomorrow. Let us know your thoughts in the comments about the game. If you could subscribe and share for us. I hope there's not many of them, but if you could subscribe, share for us, always appreciated, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.